Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie is The Art of Self-Defense. Never heard of it, just found it. It is, it's out and it has Jesse Eisenberg in it. And here's the thing, 7.4 on IMDb, 2,000 and almost 600 people have viewed it. That's pretty strong for a 7.4. I'm pretty excited, but evidently he gets beat up. Somebody does. I'm not saying it's Jesse Eisenberg. Maybe that's who it is, but I'm guessing at that. Gets beat up, and so he goes to a dojo and meets a sensei to try and train him to be self-defend against being beat up. But evidently the guy is charismatic and mysterious. Whatever. I see here that also Alessandro, Nivola, and Imogen Poots are in it. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited. Just found it. It's an hour and 44 minutes. So I'll get into it a little bit, find out what it's really about, and ultimately tell you what I think. So stick around. Could be good. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching The Art of Self-Defense. We're at the 53-minute and 4-second mark. I didn't even realize we were this far into the movie. Wasn't going to stop it, and then something interesting just happened. But let me catch you up real quick. So, as I thought, Jesse's character is a very timid, weak kind of guy. Lives alone, not a lot of friends, no friends, or anything like that. And he gets jumped on the way home from the store. The only thing that I found interesting was you hear the TV, like when he's recuperating, and the TV says that this group of motorcycle people have been doing it to everybody. So they didn't target him because he was weak, but he is weak, and that's part of the best part I think so far is his acting and how he has transformed himself into this person. Even the way that his character walks, you could just see how, lack of self-confidence, very timid kind of person he is, and that's I thought that was pretty neat. So anyway, he finds this dojo and of course joins for karate. Starts to really like it. Starts out white belt, whatever. And his sensei takes a liking to him. And is trying to motivate him. So it's going like that. But then of course he gets maybe picked on again. He doesn't use any of his karate or anything like that. Kind of cowers to the next bullying act, which is that's the only downer I think of this movie is watching him get picked on and how he feels afterwards. That's not fun. So he's trying to learn karate and allow himself to create self-confidence is what I was going with. And I said his sensei was helping him, and now he's giving him some pointers, which is kind of changing him, and he's trying to change his personality so that he's not as weak as he is. He starts acting out a little bit more, and that's where this is the transition that's happening now. And he's made some friends in the karate class, and they have two different classes, a day class and a night class. But in order to be invited to a night class, you have to be given a stripes. Stripes are also important in this. I know, small, needless details, but you'll know what I mean when you watch it. Now, I've been watching it. It's kind of slow moving. It's developing. Not a lot of action. Pretty much, you could probably start it at the 50-minute mark with what I just told you, because that's really all that happens. Nothing else. But for the details, you'll watch it anyway. But right here at the 53-minute mark, it got just it got interesting. I was just about to pause it. I let it go for, 4 seconds, and it got interesting. And I don't want to tell you how because it was a surprise to me. So I'm going to see where it goes from here. I think the movie's now starting to turn into more of what they said, the mysterious sensei. At first, I don't see there's no intrigue about him. He's just a sensei. But now it's starting to develop. So I'm going to get back to it here. I think it's really going to get interesting. And maybe this is because I was thinking this is not a 7 movie. It's okay, but it wasn't a 7. But I think it's going to turn. So stick around. Come back in a couple of minutes. I'll come back in a couple of minutes and ultimately tell you what I think. So I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Art of Self-Defense, and as I mentioned when I checked in last, it was about to turn, and it did. I was trying to look it up and seeing, how this is categorized, because at first I was thinking to myself, this is a dark comedy. But as I watched the rest of the movie, and I looked it up, and it's labeled real quick, comedy, drama, sport, thriller. As I watched the rest of the movie, I don't remember any real comedy. Obviously nothing made me laugh, but that doesn't always mean it's not a comedy. There's sometimes they try and make you laugh. I don't remember any really comedic parts of this movie. So I wouldn't even call it a comedy or a dark comedy. The thriller part I think is pretty good drama, I found it very an odd film. Not like odd. It was odd in the sense that I didn't expect what came out of it. Once it makes that turn, I expected what I saw for the first 53 minutes, and I kind of said, you don't even have to watch the first 50 minutes because it's not much there. But then, when it turns, it really turns, and made it a lot more interesting and surprising to me. The one thing I'll say, about the acting, everybody else is good. Jesse Eisenberg, I like him until I don't, if that makes sense. I commented on how well I enjoyed him acting as the weak, timid, lacking self-confidence character. I thought he did a phenomenal job. But then I think when he turns and tries to build himself up and get some confidence in himself, that's when it's like, I've had enough of him. I don't know. I just get that with him. He's very talented. Don't get me wrong, but there's I can only take so much. So there's that piece of it, but I do applaud the creativity of this movie and the out of left fieldness of it, if that makes any sense. I don't want to go into too much detail because I think if you're into almost dark comedies, I think you'll enjoy this one. It's definitely different than what we're used to. Everybody else was pretty good, the actors and stuff like that, and I liked it almost until. So you have the dramatic ending, the dramatic climax, right, where everything comes to a head and we have what's going to happen, right? And then there's that little conclusion end, you know what I mean? Like, so, okay, boom, the dramatic climax happens, and then they go on for a little bit like, what's going to continue? So really quick for me, I enjoyed it up to the dramatic climax. When they went after, I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to ruin it for you, but that piece I didn't enjoy as much. So it's hard for me to give it a 7. I'm more on the 5 or 6 side. Entertaining, interesting, creative, but dry in the first 15 minutes, great up into the dramatic climax, and then poorly executed on the back end. That's what I got for you. So, if you've listened to me so far, you're obviously a little bit interested in this movie. You gotta watch it. I think it's a must watch, but I don't think you're gonna love it. I could be wrong, but I think hopefully you'll find it at least interesting and creative. So there you go. That's the best I can do. Hopefully you do. If you check it out, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. I wonder if there's who's the director of this? Riley Stearns. So I don't know. I've never seen anything by Riley Stearns before, at least not that I know of. But I'm wondering if he or she creates these types of movies. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you. I'm going to keep an eye out for this director in the future and see if there's anything else by this person and see if I come away as intrigued as I was in this. Alright, I'm rambling on, I'm choking on cinnamon, and thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.